When I first started doing YouTube, one of the things that mainly kept me motivated was I didn't want to be like one of them influencers who have a platform but doesn't use it for good. There's so many influencers out here. Obviously, I'm not going to name drop any people because I'm not petty like that, but there's so many influencers who have hundreds, thousands, millions of followers and just don't use their platform as well as they could use it. You have so many people who look up to you, and the difference and the change you can make is so mad. And some of the people, they just don't utilize the platform that they've been given. Now, this isn't a vlog or a skit, and it's a serious video, so I'm sorry if anyone was looking forward to that, but I feel like this is just too important for me to not talk about. Now, I don't care if this video only gets 100 views or if it gets 1 million views. Now, I'd rather 100 people watch a serious video of mine and make a change, a serious change that could, you know, seriously change the outcome of things, than 1 million people watch a vlog of mine and they just watch it brainlessly and nothing happens. Now, hands down, this is 100% the craziest year I've ever lived in my life. Just the stuff that's gone down so far. The fact that there was going to be a World War III at the start, the Australian bushfires, the whole global pandemic where everyone is in their yard stuck at home. Imagine Liverpool could have win the Premier League for like the first time in 30 years or something like that. Everyone thinking, oh, there's no way we can stop them. There's nothing in the world that can prevent Liverpool from winning the Premier League. And then this just happens. Like, this is just no one could have expected it. No one could have, like, you know, it just makes you think that nothing in this life is guaranteed. Like, the way that this coronavirus just happened, no one could have expected it. Now, I feel guilty peacefully living, minding my own business at my yard when I know this shit is happening across the world right now, and that's why I just need to make this video. Now, when you think of Black Lives Matter, I thought that, you know, people aren't idiots. They know that it doesn't mean only Black Lives Matter. It means Black Lives Matter too. And you know what, we don't need to write Black Lives Matter too, or Black Lives also matter. Like, it's just common sense. Do you know what I mean? But no, some people generally think all lives matter. Yes, cool. Like, we know all lives matter. That's not the case. This is about black people being oppressed. So much injustice going on in America right now that needs to be addressed. And there's so many people saying, oh, well, what about the people in this country? What about the people in that country? Like, cool. We know that's happening, but you didn't speak about things happening in those countries then. But now the whole Black Lives Matter is happening. Now you want to speak up on it. Oh, what about people in Palestine, people in Syria, this, that? And I'm going to get onto that later on in the video. But the fact they're saying, oh, we don't need to say anything about Black Lives Matter because you didn't say anything about, you know, Syria and Palestine. Like, bruv, so you're saying Black lives don't matter just because people didn't speak about Syria and Palestine? Like, come on, fam. We just live in the most upside down world right now. And I don't know how many times I've said that, but I'm going to say it again. Just the fact that people don't understand the concept of Black Lives Matter, it just baffles me, fam. A lot of people are saying that by just posting a black post or a black picture on your Instagram isn't really going to do anything. And to some extent, yeah, I do agree. But I woke up yesterday without any knowledge that this was going to happen, and all I saw on Instagram was black post, except for the adverts, but just only black. And it did put social media on a pause. But if you're going to post about it and not at least educate people on, you know, putting a link or a petition or some sort of way of helping people or educating people, then what's really the point? I mean, I saw a post on Twitter, I might put on the screen now, but there was like 23 million posts with hashtag Blackout Tuesday, but only 11 million signed for the petition. And it just shows that, you know, people can think, oh, just by posting a black picture, yes, that's my activism done, when really half the people aren't even doing it, or half the people aren't even signing the petition. All it takes is a quick Google search for you to find out, educate yourself on what's going on right now. And I'm seeing so much stuff on Twitter, like, you know, the news, they don't show shit. And it's just sad that people need to, you know, look elsewhere to see what's really going on in the world right now. All I'm going to say is do not believe everything you see online. That can literally apply to anything, but just make sure you see the sources, and, you know, what you're reading online is backed up with facts, and, you know, it's not just any random old person saying some bullshit. But what happened to George Floyd was so sad, like RIP 100 times, honestly. And I'm seeing some people saying about, oh, apparently he did this crime or he did that a few years ago. But bruv, how racist you need to be to say some stupid, ignorant shit like that? So the police stopped him because apparently he had a counterfeit $20 bill or something like that, and therefore that justifies the police officer kneeling on his neck for 9 minutes. 9 minutes. I don't even want to get into much detail about how that must feel to not being able to breathe for 9 minutes straight. And I saw a post about a white woman posting a video on Twitter, and it was about how Nickelodeon, I think it was Nickelodeon, posted they had a 9-minute advert of just what it was like to not be able to breathe, or I think it said, oh, I can't breathe for 9 minutes straight. And she was complaining that her kid was frightened, and you know, they were just getting scared that what's happening right now. But are these people that thick to not realize that there's actual people going through it? Okay, your kid couldn't watch an advert, wanted to change the channel. There's actual kids out there that have suffered through that. For example, Philando Castile, how you say his name, I don't want to disrespect him obviously. He was shot in the car with his girl and his daughter in the car with him, and for whatever reason it was, the police officer must have been threatened or whatever, but shot him 5 times. Whatever the reason was, 5 times. You're willing to shoot someone 5 times. You're a fed, you have literally all the protection you need, and you're getting scared, so you need to shoot the guy 5 times. His daughter sat there watching him bleed to death, and his girl, his wife, whatever, was literally screaming, crying, and they've gone through so much trauma. This is one example, and then you get these people complaining that they don't want to watch a Nickelodeon advert. Come off it, fam, allow it. And one thing I've realized about growing up is, when you grow up, you realize a few people that you know are a bit tapped, or okay, that person got a tapped opinion, or okay, they're a bit weird. But growing up is literally realizing that so many people, too many people, are tapped in this world, and so many people have messed up opinions. They're racist, they've done this, they've done that, and you know, the dunya is just crazy. And another thing, I can't lie, in this video I'm just going to be ranting about it, but I don't really care. So when it comes to the riots, I've seen a lot of people talk about how people are just rioting for no reason, which I agree with. A lot of people are just, you know, rioting not for the sake of Black Lives Matter, but just because they want to do some crazy shit and destroying small black owned businesses. That shit I do not agree with. That there's no, what you're doing, the whole purpose is to make noise that the government will see you, yeah, not to destroy these small businesses which have no part in, you know, half these black owned businesses are for Black Lives Matter, and you're just destroying them. Now what are you doing? And yeah, just there's so many people who are racist who you might not even realize, but I'm telling you, more people are racist than you realize, and it's just so fucked up. And I've seen it firsthand when people are defending the police, but just the fact that some people are actually defending the police, saying, oh, not all police officers want to kill black people, they're not all in it for that, that's not even what we're talking about. The fact is, there are corrupt police officers who are doing this shit and getting away with it. That just is self-explanatory. The fact that you're defending police, it speaks a lot about you. So I'm not gonna lie, whilst filming this video I kind of lost track of what I'm talking about, because I have just been running, so I apologize in advance if this video is a bit all over the place. So yeah, so I have been seeing people saying, okay, but what about Palestine, what about Syria, what about Yemen, and what about China? And yes, you are right. I feel that, I know Black Lives Matter is happening, and I'm not undermining it at all, whatsoever. This is so peak what's happening, but it just goes to show that there still isn't like not happening. There's still injustices going on in the world right now, just because one thing is being more prioritized. People are still getting tortured, murdered, forced to go against the religion, and it's still happening right now. And it's the fact that we're living so blessed right now that we can go to sleep every single night in a nice cozy bed, drink water whenever we want. We're just unbelievably blessed, and we should be able to use the privilege that we have to help these people, and help these people who are living in poverty and who are just less fortunate, because it just, I don't see how you can't, how you can live every single day without even acknowledging the fact that there's people living in such peak circumstances. Like, I'm guilty to this as well. Like, I can go days without thinking, you know, about what's happening right now, but it's just, this whole situation is kind of woke me up a little bit, or opened my eyes that don't forget there still is so much happening right now, and that's why, you know, I want to talk about it in this video. Anyways, I think it'd be very good for me to let you guys know what else is going on in the world right now. And don't worry, in the description I'm going to put bare links, so many different petitions, anything you can sign to make a difference. So this whole Black Lives Matter movement is crazy, and the whole world is making noise for a lot of people who have died. Hundreds of people have died, but it's made me think that yes, this whole Black Lives Matter movement is so peak, and it's police brutality. It cannot go on for any longer, and I don't know how it's managed to go on for this long, but there is hundreds of thousands of people going through so much peak stuff, and I can't not speak about it. So I want to dedicate a bit of this video just to let you guys know what else is going on in the world right now, just so you guys are aware of what else is happening. In Yemen, I've got notes on me right now, by the way, just because I don't want to forget any of this stuff, so I thought let me just read off of it. But in Yemen, they're literally being oppressed by the corrupt Saudi government. So hospitals, schools are being destroyed, and the whole country is going through severe famine. And that's like a million, I can't remember, I think it's like a million, like more than 1 million people in famine. Like, you know what famine is? Just the fact that the whole country is basically starving to death. Like, people are starving to death. Like, I guarantee most people watching this, well, you know what it's like to starve to death. We've never ever, we're so blessed, we've never ever been in a situation where that has actually come across us. Like, we've never had to starve for so long. We've fasted, maybe if you're Muslim, you fasted for 20+ hours, but starving to death is so sad. Palestine, I mean, free Palestine 100 times, man. Since World War II, Israel have been slowly been taking control of Palestine. The IDF soldiers, the Israeli soldiers, have literally taken control of the land that they don't own, bullying all of the Palestinian civilians who are living there peacefully, killing innocent children, arresting people for no reason, kicking them out of their homes, forcing them to leave their settlements. I've seen them arrest little children, labeling them terrorists for no reason. They're doing chemical attacks as well, where it's so effed up, man. And China, don't even let me get started on China. There's literally proven fact that at least 1 million Uyghur Muslims have been put in concentration camps in China right now. And the Chinese government initially denied the fact that this existed, and they said it was pure fabrication and fake news. And then they changed their statement saying how they're for education, transformation and vocational training in the fight against the 3 evils of separatism, terrorism and extremism. There's Muslims out here being forced to eat pork, drink alcohol, denounce Islam, all of this stuff. Some of these Muslims have been detained without trial and had no access to a lawyer. Like, I don't need to go into specific detail. You can read up on it yourself. I'll probably put some links in the description if you want to read up on it. I suggest you do read up on it, because the fact that this is happening right now, we're being able to live so peacefully and calm, is just 1 million Muslims living in concentration camps. 1 million. I can't fathom how many people 1 million is. I know. You just see 1 million views on videos all the time. You don't really think about it, but 1 million Muslims in concentration camps, and you always see people talking about, you know, Hitler and World War II and the Nazis and everything, but this is literally happening again right now in front of our eyes, and nothing's happening. And in no way whatsoever am I undermining what's happened to George Floyd or any of these people who have unfortunately been a victim to police brutality, but that's 100 few people. I'm talking about 1 million people in concentration camps, a whole country in famine, a whole country being oppressed by Israel. Like, you can't fathom how many people this is. That's why I'm just to let you guys know that there's so much injustice going on in the world right now, and if we don't do anything about it, if we don't step up being as privileged as we are, then we're no worse than the people actually oppressing them. And still, I can't go over the Black Lives Matter. George Floyd, his neck was stood on for 9 minutes. 9 minutes. Why do you need to stand on anyone's neck for 9 minutes? There's no justifying it. Regardless, if you try and justify all the police were threatened or this, that, then you're a racist and you could just click off this video. Philando Castile shot in the car whilst he was with his girl and his daughter 5 times. 5 times. These police, it's just getting to the stage where they're just murderers, like cold-blooded murderers. There's no justifying it. Trayvon Martin, one of the most famous cases of police brutality, was killed by George Zimmerman, a policeman. Or I don't even think it was a policeman, he was like a neighborhood watch officer, just some neek basically trying to suck up to the feds. Then, just in December 2019, recently, he had the audacity to sue Trayvon Martin's family for $100 million for something to do with how his reputation was destroyed in the whole court process or some bullshit like that. Bruv, you've killed someone and you had the audacity to sue the family for $100 million. And Flint, Michigan, if you don't know what I'm about to tell you, this is so sad as well. We're talking about the United States of America. This is happening in America. So let me just explain to you what's been happening in Flint, Michigan. So the people in Flint used to get their water from a lake called Lake Huron. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but this lake was famously known for having the freshest water in America. So Rick Snyder, some higher up person with a lot of authority, something like that, authorized a fake crisis just to profit off of it. So everyone in Flint, Michigan was getting their clean water from this one pipe. So what Rick Snyder did was create a second water supply from the dirty lake, Flint River, I think it was called, and everyone started getting their water from there instead without realizing. And then all of a sudden, everyone was getting poisoned and feeling really ill. The hospitals were getting filled up. A lot of people died, and then they realized that there was a high level of lead in the bodies. The river literally had toxic levels of lead in it, and Rick Snyder knew this and still continued to let the people drink from this water just to make money. So now all of these people had lead in their bodies, and lead damages the health of up to your great-grandchildren. So their great-grandchildren are going to be living with a range of health problems, all because of this one guy or whoever else was involved, and there's nothing they can do about it. There's literally a whole family tree of people who are going to be affected by this just because a few people wanted money. Apparently something like 12,000 people were exposed to lead, and I think only one person was prosecuted, and guess what, it wasn't even that Rick Snyder. So it's just important to make sure you know what is going on right now in the world, and I hope what I've said to you guys today has meant something to you and you've been able to take something away from this video. But anyways, I'm 100% sure there was so much more I could have said, and I didn't want this video to be too long. I don't know how long it's going to be, but yeah, I'm going to leave so many donation links and so many petition links in the description. I want you guys to, you know, share the links or whatever, do as much as you can to make a difference with not only Black Lives Matter, but all the Muslims in China, everyone in Yemen, in Sudan, in Palestine, everywhere, everything you can do. So you know what, whilst I got your attention, I want to let you guys know about an app called Share the Meal. Long story short, you can feed someone for a whole day for 35p. 35p to feed someone for a whole day. 35p is nothing, and I do hope everyone watching this video downloads the app straight away and donates 35p minimum. You know, it's just so minor for you, but it can do so much for someone else. But anyways, guys, I hope you do enjoy. Obviously, I'm not going to monetize this video. I'm not a scumbag like that. But yeah, I'll see you guys next video. And yeah, I hope you were able to take something important from what I've said today. In a bit.